Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about a new Netflix release, Christmas on the Square. Before we begin, let me know in the comments if you were looking forward to this, or what your thoughts were if you've seen it already. And make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like these reviews. It helps me out immensely if you do that. Also, if you're new here and you like movies, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases and some classics. But now, let's jump right into it. This stars Christine Baranski as Regina, a bitter woman who owns a small town and is hated by nearly everyone there. When she announces that she plans on selling the town, it causes an uproar as she displays no regard for the people who live there. Now, it's up to them, along with the help of an angel played by Dolly Parton, to try to get her to change her ways before it's too late. This was released on Netflix a few weeks ago, and it's actually under the name Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square, which is how you'll see this be addressed almost everywhere you go. And I haven't even heard of this until it actually got released, and when I saw the name, I thought it was just some Netflix special where it's just Dolly Parton performing her music. So I was surprised when I realized this was actually a feature-length movie, mainly because it's been such a long time since Dolly Parton starred in a movie. So this was one of the last things I was expecting to get this year. And the reason Dolly Parton's name is plastered on this, even though she's not exactly the star of the movie, is due to the fact that it is a musical and she wrote all the songs here. And we get 25 songs. This is a 90-minute movie and we get a song in nearly every single scene. At least I believe it's every single scene. If not, it's close to it. But I will say, if there's one thing about this movie that works so well, it is the music. Now, I don't consider myself a fan of Dolly Parton's music in general, mainly because I just don't actively go out of my way for it. I don't dislike it. From what I've heard before now, it's fine. I just don't listen to it. But the songs here are good. It'll be a mix of plot-centered songs and just general songs about the holidays. They're not new movie musical classics, but they're catchy for what they are. I found myself moving to the beat for a number of them. And they're all sung very well. If I had to pick some favorites, I thought the opening song, which according to the official song credits, is a medley with a very long title, so I won't list the whole thing. But that's sung by the whole cast, and it's great. As was a fun little tune, maybe like a half hour in or so, called The Wickedest Witch of the Middle, which most of the cast sings about Regina. I thought that was another very well done, energetic song. And I will say that if you're not a fan of these songs, you're probably not going to like this movie as a whole, because they take up most of this movie's runtime. And if you were to just focus on the story, even though it's an innocent enough film that talks about the meaning of the holidays and the meaning of family and finding happiness, it's also a very generic movie. I mentioned earlier how I originally thought this was just a special and not a feature-length film, and I wanted to bring that up again because if you were to even take one look at this film, you can tell it feels very much like a made-for-TV special that gets played non-stop on television during the holiday season. Between the visual aesthetic and the way in which a lot of the scenes are blocked, like in a lot of the group scenes, it just evokes heavily this made-for-TV Christmas special feel. And I'm not sure exactly where this was filmed. I couldn't find that when I looked it up, but it looked like it was filmed on a set as opposed to on location. I could be totally wrong there, but it just felt like that town was specifically created for this movie. I mean, it looked nice, don't get me wrong, but the pristine-looking feel to it, where everyone and everything was in walking distance from one another, all the major places and people's houses were right next door to each other, it just had this look as it was all specifically constructed for this movie. And then the plot is extremely predictable. It's essentially this take on A Christmas Carol with maybe a little bit of It's a Wonderful Life thrown in there. Just the idea of someone who's extremely bitter and doesn't have the holiday spirit, who's hated by everyone, and an angel is needed to intervene. It just pulls from all these familiar places, and whatever you can't predict, there are just other parts of the story that will be wrapped up way too neatly. It doesn't do anything too out of the ordinary. But I mean, it is a well-meaning film, and it's also one that knows what it is. It embraces a lot of that cheesy made-for-TV tone and just runs with it, with a lot of these actors trying to have some fun with the whole thing. And they all felt pretty sincere. They all just want to put a smile on your face for the holiday season, and given how this year has been, I think we could all use that right about now. And for what it is, everyone did a fine job. None of these performances are anything too noteworthy, but everyone here is charismatic enough. I wouldn't call anyone bad. They made these characters as likable as they can be, given how predictable the movie is. So because of that, and because the music's pretty enjoyable, it's actually not a bad time despite its faults. This is alright. It's a very predictable movie that feels very much like a made-for-TV film. It borrows heavily from these other holiday-themed movies that have certainly done things much better. It's also a well-meaning film that does just want to put a smile on everyone's faces, with the cast embracing its cheesy tone and just running with it. Though the main reason it's enjoyable is the music, which takes up the majority of the film's runtime. While none of these songs are modern classics, they're well done for the most part. So if you like musicals, this won't exactly be a new classic to add to your holiday rotation, but it may be an enjoyable enough time. Christmas on the Square gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Christmas on the Square, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the music? Did you enjoy the story at all? And what's one of your favorite movies to watch during the holidays? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you next time.